Right, that's all the paper done. It's took some doing, to be honest. A lot of filling around that fireplace, and sometimes you can only get things as good as what you're kind of dealing with, the surface and the corners as well. You know, the corners are out on the fireplace, so it's made it difficult with the paper going round, but it's come up okay. So what I'm going to show you now is some of the painting. I'm about to paint the ceiling. I'll just give you a quick look. The lights have been took off, a lot of filling's been done, so it's ready for a coat of emulsion now. So everything's sheeted up, and that's what I'm putting on. Pure Brilliant White Matte, and I'm using a synthetic 3-inch brush to cut in the ceiling and the coving, and I've got a 9-inch roller, medium pile. It's enough for what this is because it soaks up a lot of paint, that, and it goes a long way. And the bigger the roller, the harder it is to do the ceiling, especially when you're looking up with your neck and on your arms. It's just a lot harder. So, and I've also got a thread on the top there, so my roller pole has got a thread on the top, so I'm actually going to attach it to the top because it makes it a lot easier to roll the ceiling. Right, I'll show you some of that. But what I'm going to do first of all, because it's such a large ceiling, I'm actually just going to cut in round the ceiling first, and just a little bit round the edge of the coving at the top. I'm just breaking it up because if I was to try and do the coving and the ceiling all the way around, the edge would be drying on the ceiling. So when I come to roll, I'll be doubling up on the paint, which I don't want to do that. So that's why I'm going to cut round the ceiling first, roll the ceiling, and then finish off with the coving. It's more work, but it just leaves a better job. just before you roll, you usually cut it around your light. And then what you need to do is get everything out of your way where you're walking. You don't want to be kicking anything. And I say I screw my roller onto the end of the pole. Make sure you get it tight. It just makes it life a lot easier. Now I'm only doing this in half sections because as I go down the front room I need to split around the couch, and so it's just easier. Because you can stand there and you can get a full, you know, but it's not worth it. You don't want to be hitting the coving with the roller, and if you do, you need to wipe it back because it will dry funny. I love the smell of painting in the morning. Bit of a lump on the ceiling there, so I'm going to get rid of that. If you ever notice something and you've not started, it's good. Not sure what that was, but I'm going to roll it in anyway. With a small roller, you have a lot more control over it. There's less weight in it. You know, you might have to do a few more strokes, but at the end of the day, repetitive strain injury. I don't want that. My neck hurts bad enough. Right, there you have it basically. That's the coving and the ceiling finish now. A couple of tips when you're cutting in round the coving on the bottom of the ceiling, on the bit of the wall, make sure you don't go over the wall that much, because you just make it harder for covering your wall colour, and you're doubling up on the paint on this new paper and it can always show through. So make sure you do that, and if you get any drips on your paper as you're going round, make sure you wipe them off, don't let them dry, because you may work harder for yourself. Right, you can have a look at the colour when it's going on. I'll just show you this stuff before I paint the wall. The paint I'm using is Valspar, and the colour is called Welsh Flint, and I'm using two natural bristle brushes, 2" and 1/2" in case I need it, just cutting in the corners. Bucket of water, cloth, very important. Paint scuttle, 9" roller, medium pile sleeve. I've got the roller pole and paint kettle. Now this paint, I've no need to stir it up because I've just got it from the shop and it's been in the machine and they've shook it up. And what you need to do first of all is clean the lid off. I always give the lid a wipe round and scrub it in the bottom just in case there's any pigments. That's pretty good, that is. I just want to show you this brush before I carry on. Look at that. No bristles spraying everywhere. It's absolutely a lovely brush to use. Absolutely perfect. Right. Well, pour yourself some paint out. Never pour yourself too much out. Only ever pour enough for what you need. Right. That'll do. Now this roller's just been washed out, so it's quite damp. But what I'm going to do is put it in the paint and load it up, ready to start. Right, so that's ready to go. Lid straight back on your paint. Right, I'll show you how to paint the wall. So first of all, what you want to do is cut it in. And then once you've cut it in, you can roll it. Again, I've used a screw thread for me hole. Just makes it a lot easier. Now the good thing about these rollers, because the arm's only attached on one side, when you come to finish down the side of the wall, you can go closer to your cutting in than a roller where it's attached on either end. So as I get to there, spin it round, finish. Right up to your cutting in.